Two vertices of a triangle are shown on a coordinate plane. What point could represent vertex C of a right triangle? So if you already have A and B here, C could either be 2, 1 or 2, 4. If you look at it, it would make a triangle that looks, hopefully I can do this, like this. Or like this. Okay. Next. The diagram shows the plan of a rectangular room. The side length of each grid is 2 meters. What is the perimeter of the room? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. The perimeter would be 16 plus 16 plus 10 plus 10. It's 52. The area of a trapezoid is 90 square inches. Find the height of the trapezoid. 90 equals 1/2 of what? And we have 18 plus 12 because we have 18 for base 1. Base 2 is 12. You add them together, you get 30. What's half of 30? You get 15. 90 divided by 15 is 6. 44, find the area of the triangle shown below. Base times height divided by 2, or base times height times 1/2. So you got 10 times 4 is 40, divided by 2 is 20. The diameter of a circular garden is 35 feet. How much fencing will be needed to go around the outer edge of the garden? Use 22/7 as an approximation for pi. So we know that circumference equals pi times diameter. You get 22/7 times 35. That's going to give us the circumference, and you would get 110. I also took it off over here to show you that there is a, you can cross cancel. Sean painted a semicircle with a radius of 40 inches. What is the area in square inches that he painted? Take pi times radius squared divided by 2. You get 3.14 times 40 divided by 2. The reason why I divided by 2 at the end is because that's a semicircle. You get 2,512. Represent the solution of the inequality m is greater than 11.5 on the number line. It's an open circle because it's not equal to, and then all the numbers greater than 11.5. Do not forget, if you follow the arrow, it should be the same as the one that's on the line. So that's my little tip for that one. Remember, follow the arrow. At a bakery, there are P boxes of cookies for sale. The baker placed 6 cookies in each box. If there are X cookies in all, express X in terms of P. Express X means that everything's got to be equal to X. So what are you doing to P to get to X? Well, we're multiplying it by 6. So 6P equals X, or X equals 6P, same thing. A bottle contains 300 milliliters of juice. Bottle B contains at least 25% more juice than bottle A. What is the minimum amount in juice in bottle B? What over 300 equals 125? Oh, excuse me. Is over of equals percent over 100. So we know that 300 is what we're starting with, but we're doing 125% of that. Because remember, we're doing 25% more. So you would take all of it, add another 25%. So you crisscross divide, you get 375 milliliters. Find the area of a trapezoid, A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D. Find the area of it. So the base is 6, the height is 5, and the other base is 2. So 1/2 the height, base 1 plus base 2. You do 1/2 of 5 times 6 plus 2. 2.5 times 8 is 20. Kevin uses circles to make a sequence of figures. The first 4 figures are shown below. How many circles are in the 8th figure? If figure N it has C circles, express C in terms of N. So what are we doing to N to equal C? Well, if you look at this, this one's 3. Next one's 5. Next one is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I lied. Next one's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Next one's 7. My bad. Next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. what this is saying is what are we doing to n to equal c? If n has c circles, express c, so the whole thing has to equal c. So this would equal c in terms of n. So what do we do to the number of bubbles to get to the next one? Now, some of you are saying, well, I would just plus 2. But what happens if I was trying to go, if I wanted the 10th bubble? You're not going to say you're going to take 10. You could do 10 minus 1 plus 2, I guess. But you would never get 2, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say is if you can't have 10 bubbles. But if you were doing this one, it's basically your, hold on a second, I think I made a mistake. Okay, I wasn't reading correctly. N is going to be your figure. So what are we doing to this number right here, this 1, to get to the 3? So you're timesing it by 2 and then adding 1 more. Times this one by 2, you get 4 and then add 1 more. Times 3 by 2 and add 1 more. Times 4 by 2 and add 1 more and you get 9. That's what's going on. So the answer there would be 2n plus 1 equals c. Now, the other thing is they're saying, what happens if we are trying to go to the 8th figure? So you take the 8th figure, which is 2 times 8 is 16 plus 1 is 17. What is the value of x? Well, if it's x divided by 1.5, you would multiply by 1.5 and you get 22.5. If 6 points were added to Anna's current math grade, her grade would be higher than 70. What inequality best represents? So you would write an inequality for it. I did G plus 6 is greater than 70, or just G is greater than 64. ABCD is a square with a length of 4 units. The vertex A, B, of square ABCD is shown on the coordinate plane below. What point could represent vertex C? So what I did here is I said, okay, this is a square, so that the point could be 2.0. And then this would be a square because the point would be 1, 1. I'll show you what it looks like if I use this. It makes more sense. So watch. So there's a square. It's 1 by 1. There's a square that's 2 by 2. There's a square that's 3 by 3. There's a square that's 4 by 4, 5 by 5, 6 by 6. And I also just realized that I made a mistake. I should have 1 there and 1 there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and fix it. But those are all the possibilities. So 1 here and 1 here. So that would be negative 2, 4, and the other one is negative 3, 5. Negative 3, 5. Number 56. The diagram shows the plan of an L-shaped room. The side lengths of each grid is 2. What is the perimeter? So I went around. I got 6, 4, 4, 4, 2, 10, and 8 because each one is worth 2. Add them up, you get 36. Number 57, the area of the triangle is 120. Find the height. Well, they gave us 120, or area equals 1/2 base times height. 120 equals 1/2 times 15 is going to be our base times the height. We don't know what the height is. I took half of 15, which is 7.5, times h would give us 120. Divide both sides by 7.5, and you get 16 for the height. Henry's building a plaque with semicircle with a radius of 2 feet. What is the area? Use 3.14 for the approximation. Pi times radius squared divided by 2 because it's a semicircle. You get 6.28 if you multiplied it all out correctly. Form an inequality based on the number line. Remember, we always follow the arrow. And it is a closed circle, so it includes that. Remember, open circle means that it's not including that number, but this one is all the numbers less than or equal to 17. Sally's X years old. Her mother is 3 times as old as her, and her father is 7 years older than her mother. If her father is Y, express Y in terms of X. So equals Y. We know that her mother is 3 times as old as her, so that's mom. And then dad would be plus 7, more than mom. So you get 3x plus 7 equals Y. And last but not least, machine X can print 100 cards in 5 minutes. I lied. I think there's one more question. Machine Y can print at most 700 cards in a half hour. What is the maximum number of cards both machines can print together in 1 hour? So machine X is 100 over 5. To get it to an hour, you times it by 12. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So we get 1,200 for the first hour for machine X. Then machine Y does 700 in a half hour, so that's really 1,400 in 1 hour. Add them together, you get 2,600 in 1 hour. Find the area of a parallelogram, A, B, C, D. You got to find the base times the height. So the base is 4, the height is 3. We get 12 units squared. That's it. Hope this helps. Have a good one, guys. Just remember, keep going over these questions. It's basically what's going to be on your final.